Hey guys, good morning. I'm Rohit here. So what I'm going to talk today is about blockchain. Why do I think it's important, and why do I think this will be the next big thing, not just for tech guys, not just for maybe a small community. What I'm talking about, why do I think it's a big thing for the entire all of human population, right? So if you just look at the history of humanity, we kind of used to have this highly centralization of power, like kings, dynasties, my son or my daughter kind of becomes the king or the queen, etc., kind of culture, where 1,000 years ago, where most of the 90% of the population mostly lived toiling their lives with small trades, maybe little bit agriculture, laborers, and could be some small trades, could be so that is how most of the humanity lived, and most of the power was concentrated with some people. Even the power of even the knowledge was concentrated with some people, uh, and even the health, that the benefits of health or medical knowledge, all this stuff is concentrated with only some people. The rest of the people are kind of either part of the military, or they're part of the production of food, or some of those small trades, etc., right? So that was not really high, that's not, and that evolved into something else in the today, that we see in the last 100 years. If you just have a look at it, people got democracies, people got more power in their hands. They can choose their democratic leaders, right? And they can also, they got access to radios, and then they got access to tvs. They got this knowledge where they can start understanding and be aware of the world. They got these newspapers and all these sources of information where they can make judgments, and also then they can also start building their, they also got education, start building their skill sets, start contributing, become scientists, become engineers, doctors, and also hold important positions in the society. So there are more of us now. There are a lot more of us compared to ever in the history, where a lot more population is really empowered and powerful, and can really take decisions and really know what we are doing, right? So that is the current situation, but still we are not there yet, because just look at how the how we are, what is the current situation, right? So just so there are some governments, of course. I think government is something that we all require, is what we understand from at this point. Of course, we don't know what will happen in the future, but let's say there's a government, we kind of vote a government to power, and there are also these big companies, like tech companies, bunch of other companies, which are quite powerful as well. Like there's an Uber, there is an Ola, there are all these billion-dollar companies, right? All hundred, there are several major valuations they all have. So now just imagine. So each of these companies really control internet. Like anything that they need to build requires an investment. Okay, only these companies have the brand, and they get the investment. And like any good company requires people to work for them, and good people want to go for big brands, and they all go for big brands. And that's how basically these, and these big companies are operating, and these big companies themselves have become a huge, big centers of power. Uh, and 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 that is something that's happening or happened. It's there at the moment, and that's fine. If we also look at this, the internet world, if you look at the YouTube or the creators world and all these people, so we also see that there is so much talent, and there is so much leadership, who there's so much personal brands. People are operating as personal brands as well, who are very creative in nature. Okay. And also start getting these followers and subscribers, and there are all this stuff happening as well, where there are small centers of power that can be created. Rather, I would call it decentralized network of power, right? So what blockchain is about is really about this. I know there is so much talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and and all this NFTs and all this fancy stuff, but at the center of it, it is a window to the future, where we can probably build a lot more decentralized systems, a lot more decentralized yet powerful systems. Just imagine tomorrow there is no Uber and Ola, but you just have some kind of a blockchain or some kind of a network that serves the same purpose much more effectively without having any concentration of power. Same thing applies for, just imagine tomorrow there is, you're electing a government. You don't have to go and cast your vote maybe, and you don't know basically if the vote is going to the right person or not. You don't know basically what is happening behind the scenes. Rather, it's very transparent, and you know for sure this is the person you're voting, and this vote goes for that person. You can actually see it. Just imagine, right? So that's the power of blockchain. That's the power of decentralized networks, and I think the reason, even that's very simple idea, decentralization is very simple idea. It's very powerful idea, and that's the idea of the future. And we are moving towards that idea. How do we, like all our financial transactions, all our maybe like all our, like any kind of contract where there is some kind of a transaction happening between people, like different people, can all go to blockchain. So just stay tuned on this channel. So we'll discuss a lot more on blockchains as we go forward, and we'll also go details into how to actually build blockchains as well. If you're engineer, if you're interested in that sense, of course I want to hear from you if you like to know about that. So yeah, so stay tuned and good luck. See you next time. Bye.